guys, thanks so much for clicking on today's video. If you're new here, my name's Olivia and I upload beauty, life and style videos on a weekly basis on Fridays. So as you can tell by the title, today's video is going to be an empties video. I usually post these on my channel every couple of months after I've gone through enough products to be able to talk about them. I'm not just going to show you the products, they do actually feature as a kind of review of the products that I've completed as well, just to give you an idea of whether I would repurchase it again or I might be trying something else out. But before I get into the video, I do just want to mention something which I think it would be quite obtuse for me not to mention given the current circumstances in which we are all living in, and that is to highlight the Black Lives Matter movement that is sweeping through the United States at the moment, also resonating with campaigns that have been going on in the UK also. A lot of you guys know that I grew up in the UK, so a lot of my personal lived experiences resonate a lot with what I'm seeing on screen right now, but also for Kenyans living in Kenya, other Africans living in Africa, where you might feel a little bit removed from what's going on in the States and in the UK and also other countries around the world. It's just state brutality against its people. Particularly in Kenya, it's police brutality against poor Kenyans and everyday Kenyans. Our news feed has also been populated with extrajudicial killings, no accountability against the state when things are going wrong, court orders and things being violated. I mean, all of this is kind of intertwined and mixed in together. And I'm sure you guys will have seen on Wednesday, at least here, it was Tuesday in the US, but it was already Wednesday here, a lot of blacked out Instagram posts with a hashtag Blackout Tuesday to kind of show solidarity with the movement that's happening in the US. So especially if you're in Kenya, you might be wondering how you can support that movement. And I think there's a lot that you can do online in terms of signing petitions and also reading a little bit more about the US and how it's gotten to where it is today, and kind of encouraging and supporting Black creators, Black beauty brands, because I'm a beauty channel, etc. on that front. But I think right here at home, particularly as I said, as we're dealing with police brutality, there's a lot that you can also do to support the local ground movements that are happening, to bring light and to hopefully lead to some accountability on these things. So what I'm going to do is I will leave a few links down below, specifically Kenyan organizations and movements around this police brutality and ending police brutality in Kenya. And I'll also put a couple of links down there to a few resources on the American situation as well. Please feel free to have a look through there, educate yourself, and fundraise, get behind movements, support in every way that you can. But also make sure you're taking care of your mental health. Stay away from your feeds if it feels like it's overwhelming or consuming you in some way. Watch content that isn't related to this, turn off the news for a bit. Those are some of the things that I've been trying to do personally. Touch in as and when you feel you can. Don't be running on empty and trying to, get involved in every cause and everything if it's also completely draining you. But there is a little bit that you can do, so make sure you check the description box and let's get started with this video. So the first product is this, and it's a cleansing balm, and it's from the Korean skincare brand called Heimish. It's the All Clean Balm, and it says it's a clean and comfortable beauty intensive cleaning balm. I completely went through this, but it took me the longest time to finish it. I wasn't particularly a fan of this. Let's start off with the bad. I wasn't particularly a fan of this. It worked okay as a cleansing balm. It's the one that you just kind of scoop out, had a little scoop out, put into the palm of your hand, rub together, and then kind of use to dissolve your makeup. It did dissolve the makeup well. I wouldn't say it did excellently, but it did dissolve the makeup well. But it did what a lot of Korean emulsifying balms do, which is when you wash them, they become kind of like milky. The milkiness for me, at least with this one, I don't know, it just didn't work out to be the best. And then the scent of this is super, super herbally. It's So I wasn't too much of a fan of that. So I did finish it because it did the job, but I just never reached for it, particularly if I had another balm on hand or another cleansing oil on hand. So I mean, it's here or there. I didn't hate it, I didn't love it. It was just, yeah. A cleansing product that I did absolutely love is this, and I'm so sad to see it go. This is the Dermalogica Precleanse. It's a cult favourite for a good reason. It's amazing. I think I've talked about this in favourites videos before, and it's now completely finished. I kind of stretched it out as long as I possibly could, tried to like use other things in between, but I just always kind of went back to it, and it is one that I would repurchase. It's definitely more on the pricey side. So maybe you can mix and match it with more affordable ones, or you know, if you're feeling kind of bougie, then that do you boo. So it's a lot of different oils kind of formulated together, and it smells fantastic. So I always liked using it as well because it smelled really good in the shower. And I think this bottle probably, yeah, it still smells like really nice and citrusy and zingy. So it always makes you kind of feel like refreshed once you got out of the shower, once you were cleaning your face. Because it is an oil, again, would still go in with a second cleanser. That's kind of my standard protocol anyway, but it didn't leave so much as a residue as the Heimish one that I was talking about before. So if you've been wondering about this cleanser and you've been thinking about incorporating it into your routine or trying it out, I would 100% recommend. My next empty is a mist, facial mist, and that's this. It's the Olay mist in the calming aloe leaf and chamomile extract. I loved this mist. Oh, I mean, I kept spraying the bottle just to see if there's anything left, but it's completely finished now. The thing I love most actually about this mist is the sprayer. So, I mean, there's like, it's coming out funny now because there's hardly anything left, but when it's full and it's got actual product in it, it just leaves this really beautiful mist, haze, I don't know, that you can kind of just like walk into, but it also does it in a way that makes your face feel wet. And I don't know if that makes sense. There are some mists that you can use that you spray on and they can be like too much, and then there are also some that you can spray on and it almost feels like you haven't done anything. This 100% does feel like you have sprayed your face, does feel like you have done something, and the scent in this is really nice. I didn't have any breakout, I didn't have any reaction to it. I used it when I come out of the shower, say if my face is kind of starting to dry out a little bit, and before I go in with my serums, I would use this, or even my toner, I would use this. If I'm just kind of feeling tight during the day, reach for this. I mean, it just was fantastic, and it was oil-free, paraben-free, and it was non-comedogenic, so it didn't clog your pores, so I would 100% recommend that. Again, sticking to the face mist, I want to talk about the Cocoon Beauty Elixir. There is still a little bit left in this, but I mean, it will be done pretty much quite soon. It's 100 ml size, and it says it gives a smoothing, glowing complexion. This is a cult product, but it wasn't my favorite. Yeah. I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't something that I was always like, oh my goodness, like have to use that every day, la la la. The sprayer on this is also really nice. It gives a really nice fine mist, but less than the Olay one. So this one you kind of have to go at it, and I think you end up using more product because you want it to settle on your skin. But this is very herbally. I don't think I'm a fan of those like herbally scents. Even now that I've sprayed it, I'm like, why did I spray it? This smells like herbs in here. Yeah, it's just really not the one. I didn't feel like it was worth its cult status. I mean, it was okay, but it just wasn't amazing in the way that people have made out. And I think that's sometimes the challenge with cult products. People rave so much about them that when you try them, it can be a bit of a letdown. And for me, this was a bit of a letdown. I wouldn't say it was a terrible product, because it does what it says on the tin, and I did feel hydrated after using it, but it just wasn't life-changing for me. Alright, next up is a toner, and I think I've talked about this toner on this channel before, I must have. It's the Yves Rocher Hydra Vegetal toner. You get it at the Yves Rocher store. I think it's about 1,200 shillings. I bought this before, I will repurchase it, I love it, get you some. That's all I think I can say about this. It's a moisturizing toner, so you use this after you've cleansed your skin. It also has lactic acid in it, and aloe leaf juice, glycerin. I mean, things that just make your skin feel plump. I think if you're new to toners and you're wondering where to start, you're a little bit confused about what you should get, what you shouldn't get, this is an amazing one to start with. It doesn't have any alcohol in it, so it won't strip your skin. And I don't think it has any fragrance in it either, so no, it doesn't. And so perfect, so it won't over dry your skin, but the lactic acid is beautiful for, you know, a little bit of the glow coming through. So I have finally finished using my Lancome Hydra Zen mask. I'm sad to see it go, you guys. I love this product. It is so good. Pricey, but so good. I bought this months and months ago, and I have been using it like on a ration basis. I really haven't been using it all the time. I think when I first got it, I was using it quite a lot, but I think once I hit the halfway point, I realized that I needed to take it easy if I wanted to keep using it and enjoying it. It's a jelly-like mask. I don't know why I'm opening it because there's nothing to show you. It's a jelly-like mask, so it kind of just like sits on your skin, but then also penetrates a bit, but you wake up feeling like dewy and beautiful. So particularly on days where where my skin feels dehydrated, particularly on days where maybe I've been exfoliating my face back to back and now it just needs some kind of soothing, this is the one that I was reaching for. It's formulated with niacinamide. It has all the goodies in it. I mean, worth every penny. I don't know whether this is sold in Nairobi. I think Linton's does carry some of the Hydra Zen line, but I don't know whether they stock this particular mask. When I bought it, I think I bought it for $45, but that was in duty free. So you do your math, figure it out. I don't know the next time we're going to be seeing duty free you all, so maybe you might need to buy it at a bit more expensive price, but it's absolutely worth it. And something else, I feel as though my skin would look smoother in the morning. Like texture would definitely visibly have reduced overnight. And I don't want to overhype it, but for me, at least personally, when I use this in the morning, I can tell I've used a mask. Yes, my face is more hydrated, so it's probably something to do with like repairing of the skin barrier and having that look more plump, but there is definitely something in this that also helps with texture. So on days when I'm feeling a little bit extra rough, she's my girl, and I'm gonna have to buy this. Next product is also a serum, and I think I probably have talked about this on this channel before. It would be wild if I hadn't, and that is the Ordinary's Buffet Serum. This is one of the best products that The Ordinary makes. So Deciem have all their different lines. The Ordinary is the most affordable. They have the Hylamide, the Chemistry brand, and also Neon, which is like their more premium line. So most of you will have heard of The Ordinary, if not used it already. The Buffet is one that I was very curious about because I couldn't quite figure out exactly what it was and why I should be interested in incorporating it into my routine. But I think this is like probably my 4th bottle of the Buffet. I'm obsessed. I love this. For the price point, it's amazing. It's full of peptides and it has hyaluronic acid in it. It has matrixyl in it and all of the skin peptides that you need. Your skin just feels super juicy and hydrated. I've actually stopped using a standalone hyaluronic acid. Not immediately after I started using this, but maybe after like my 2nd bottle of using this, I was like, do I even need my hyaluronic acid anymore? Don't need it. This has enough in it. I feel really, really good when I use this. And The Ordinary recently also released a double size of this. So I've ordered one for myself. So that's what I'll be using going forward. It's one of the more pricey items in the Ordinary lineup. So there are some really, really cheap Ordinary products and there are some that are a little bit more pricey. It leans more towards the pricey side, but it's worth every penny. I will continue to repurchase this unless I find something that works better. But this, she's that girl. And finally, OG, will ever, forever continue to purchase. Nobody can tell me otherwise. Boom. It's the Simple Light Moisturiser. I don't know how many of these I've gone through. So it looks like a small bottle, but I only use this on my face, and so it can actually last me about a couple of months. I don't use a lot, just a small like kind of amount. Apply that on my face after I've done the rest of my skincare. But before my sunscreen, and then I'm good to go. I hope they never ever change the formulation of this because it just does what it needs to do. It moisturizes your skin, it feels emollient, it doesn't suffocate it doesn't clog your pores, it doesn't feel greasy. It's just that girl, man. Get you some of that. So, I was going to round up the video, but I've almost got enough here for like a mini skincare routine. So, this is what I would do. Cleanse my face with the Dermalogica Precleanse. That I would use that first to break down sunscreen. If I've been wearing makeup as well, rinse that off. Then I would go in with my regular cleanser, which at the moment is the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser. After I've done that, out of the shower, time to tone, reach for the Hydra Vegetal, boom boom. Throw on some hydrating mist, just for, you know, extraness, like wonderful. Put on my serum, although I would use this in the daytime, I don't use this in the nighttime. Put on my serum. And then seal it all in. I mean, you guys have been asking for a skincare routine. There's a little sneaky quick one. And then sunscreen and good to go. So that is kind of like what I've been doing. In the evening, I would sub out the simple moisturizer for my mask. But not every day, of course. I use oils and other things. So quick little mini routine just with those products. So you can tell I kind of try and work on an all-round basis. Yeah, so that brings me to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. My Pampas grass is in my beauty room now, looking pretty behind me. My t-shirt, I will make sure to leave the handle down below. I bought it from an Instagrammer who had posted an advert on Edgar Barry's stories, and I was like, need me some of that. So it says sun, and then it has like nutritional facts. It's just really cute. Can you see? So I'm just wearing that. My lip is Colourpop's Fudg'd, which you can get from Cocoon Beauty, plug. And you can also get the Olay mist. We're restocking on that soon. Buffet available right now. And Dermalogica Precleanse restocking on that soon. All over on Cocoon Beauty. If you've made it this far, just as a reminder to please check out the description box below for all the details that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Stay safe, stay sane, and try and do something every day that makes you smile. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.